genius of rock and roll. Well, hello and welcome to the Daily Atheist Morning Show. I am your host, the amazing Super Chris Mallard. Thank you for joining me today. Hopefully the tech gremlins will not be upon us. Often they are. Maybe today we'll be able to sneak by and they'll be okay. And I think I did some things. I blessed it. I prayed over it. I did the Jedi mind trick upon the voice meter banana. Potato. Beat it like a dirty rock. Anyway, so hopefully everything should work now. Thank you, Musical Monkey. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday, the day of the Woden, and it's the middle of the week, so we're all going to hump if you can. I always recommend it. If more people got to hump, there would be less violence in the world. I just think so, maybe. Anyway, good morning, everyone. We're going to be doing stuff today. We're going to be talking about scary experiences as an atheist. Or yesterday it was funny, possible experiences. Today, it's going to be not funny. So let's go over here. I'm working on some new stuff. Let's go here and see if I can do this. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Life is complicated. These are trying times. There are many questions that need answering. Want to know what's going to help? Atheism. With atheism, you'll get rid of dogma, superstitions, and toxic thought patterns that are holding you back. You can drive while taking atheism, as well as use heavy machinery. In fact, drinking alcohol, fornicating, and Sunday mornings are far more enjoyable with atheism. However, there are side effects. Some evangelicals and fundamentalists will think you're possessed by the devil. But you don't have to worry, because you know the devil isn't real. Just like God. Wake up to your life. Believe in yourself. Believe in science. Atheism.
Welcome, host. You are now in the host room and can manage your callers from the call-in studio web interface.
Sorry, I'm a bad person. Y'all, sorry, y'all should. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Let me bring up my wonderful co-host, Ryan. Here we go. Oh, there she is. Good morning, Ryan. How are you doing today?
Good morning. I'm doing all right. Thanks. How about yourself? Getting to push all these buttons now.
Yeah, everything is working except me. I'm doing it wrong. Everything is working. Everything's working. Thank you, Secular Feelinist, for the $5 super chat. Says, got to run my old man to the VOA in a few. So here's a $5 to keep my seat warm. Thank you very much for that. And Fro from Norway is throwing coin at us already this morning. Says, Ryan, I sent you a lot of links on Discord about the trail in Norway. Trial in Norway.
The JW trial, yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much for the super chats, you wonderful people, this morning. Mr. Peabody is here. Skynet has taken over the show, indeed. Yeah, let me see some stuff up here where I can see. Oh, maman, s'il vous plaît. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Yeah, thank you all this morning. Stream looked better with just a goddess on the sky. Yeah, I am aware. I am all very conscious of that. Flockmeister, actually, good morning, Flockmeister. Thank you for joining us today. Flockmeister hit us up with a super chat yesterday. Now, Flockmeister did it via Venmo. You can find mine and Ryan's links down below if you'd like to send us something outside of YouTube, because, Google gets their chunk. But, if you send it through Venmo, we get it. So, and his message, as if it were a super chat, was, I'm testing Venmo as a replacement for super chats. Screw Google. I'll call again sometime when I think of a good story. Keep doing your atheisms. Thank you very much for your support. We very much appreciate that. And there is Brent. Hey, good morning, Brent. Thank you for joining us again this morning. Terry Beebe is here this morning. Giles is here. Wow, all the cool kids. And Kelly Shearer is here this morning. Thank you, Kelly. She said earlier, thanks for the mention in the credits. You know what? Thank you for the support. We very much appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, one of the things I've been, Kelly, I talked to Kelly about it. Yes, I talked to other people. I've kind of talked to Ryan sort of about it here on the show, because we only talk on the show. Anyway, so I've been trying to focus the show more, a little more lighthearted, and a little more atheist centric, rather than trying to kind of if Christians call, that's great. But if they don't call, that's okay too. We can get some atheists here and talk about some atheist experiences. So let's see. Today is about scary atheist experiences. Let's see what tomorrow's show is about. I switched up my software over here that I do the chatting with because reasons. And it really has screwed me up. I didn't think it would, but it really has. Let me go here. And I will tell you guys what. So you'll see where I'm kind of going with this. Let's go here. And I'll change some things up as we go forward, of course. So tomorrow is what makes atheists more moral than Christians. That's the topic of the show tomorrow. So hopefully we can get some atheists to call in and give their suggestions and notions and ideas on that subject. And then Friday, what's that?
I said that's a good one.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be a good fun one. Because that morality question has been on my ass like ugly on a stick.
Yes. Yeah, the questioning our morality basically because we're atheists. And I just think that we're all far more moral than their God is.
I know, because we don't have an evil God monster breathing down our necks all the time, making sure we're not touching ourselves.
The murder and genocide of people. I wouldn't commission the murder and genocide of people. I wouldn't flood the earth like their God. Does that not make us more moral?
I would think. Yeah.
I would think so.
But maybe those people were really bad. If we were to see them, we're like, damn, you go, bro, you get him.
Did you
Let the waters flow.
Wait a minute. I'm just kidding. I'm really kidding you guys.
And then Friday's topic is there something you miss from being a theist? So those are the topics coming up for the thing at the place with us. We actually have Fro on the phone this morning, our morning call from Fro. And let's see what Fro has to do. Fro from Score. Oh, you've got a scary atheist experience. Good morning, Fro.
You do. Good morning, Fro. You got a scary atheist story?
I can only hear you, Ryan. I cannot hear Chris.
Okay. Go ahead. You ask him, Ryan, and I'll fix it.
Okay. Well, Fro, why don't you tell us your scary atheist story while Chris fiddles around with the sound a little bit?
Okay, cool. I kind of mean this semi-serious, but my scary atheist experiences with you guys.
Oh no, were that scary?
I don't know if it's scary. It scares me a little.
Can you hear me now?
Be honest. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to be honest. Can you hear Chris now?
It scares me. Yeah, now I can hear. I think I hear them. Can you say something?
Yeah, I hear you now. Yes. Hear me, heathens and wizards. Okay.
Is that you, God?
Go ahead, Fro. Carry on, brother. We are your scary atheist experience. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. This is no time for romance, though.
You're welcome. No, I mean, the notion of leaving my faith seems scary.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I feel like the notion or the thought of leaving my faith is scary.
Is it kind of like a multitude of reasons, or is there anything specific, like loss of family or community, anything of that nature? Like, is there anything specific?
I have lost my faith before because I was a Mormon, and so I know something about it. But I guess what feels different this time is that if I would leave Christianity, I think I would never be 110% sure I did the right thing.
That's true. That is
one of the biggest reasons. Yeah, the biggest. One of the biggest reasons for that is definitely the notion of hell.
Oh. Okay, so wait, are you saying that now you feel better about the notion of hell? Or at first when you left,
No,
that kind of worried you?
If I would leave Christianity, I would feel bad about hell.
Okay. Well, how do you feel now? The same?
And now I feel saved.
Okay. Good. That's good.
Like now I don't think I will go to hell. But it one of the reasons why I'm now a Christian is the notion of hell.
Oh yeah, it would be.
And sorry.
Thank you. I mean, that's part of a lot of people are that way. We talk about that kind of on the show, that it's a very good motivator. That's part of, yeah. So it would be a lot. I got to be honest, man. That was the reason why I remained a Christian for as long as I did, was because I was afraid of hell. So I'm just siding with you, really. Yeah.
And it's it is a little bit interesting because people have asked me, why are you not afraid of the Islamic hell? And I guess it's because I don't believe it, but I believe in the Christian hell.
You do?
So, yeah.
Okay. I see. That's one of the, I have to say.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. Tell me what you were going to say.
No, at least the notion of it. A version of it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's everlasting pain. But I think the notion of knowing that I could be in heaven with my Heavenly Father would be hell enough.
Okay.
Interesting.
So can I ask you something, Fro? Have you done any kind of research into the language, like, of hell?
Like Gehenna and things like that?
Right, like from the biblical perspective.
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
Scholarly?
No.
Okay. Now, if I gave you some suggestions, like in a DM, would you be open to looking into it?
Of course.
Okay.
I mean, that's one of the reasons why I call in here, is because I have an open mind. I will never ever tell you, never send me information. I want to know everything.
Yeah, I'm the same way. You know, even sometimes when people, like, again, when they're giving me information where somebody asked me to look up the 5, what was that, Chris? The 5 reasons that Tertullian? I'm sorry.
Yeah, the 5 reasons.
I still want to look it up.
Yeah.
Right. Like, it's not my
proofs.
thing. 5 proofs. But I still just want to see what they see, just for information's sake. But I think one of the blessings, one, of being of JW is that they didn't believe in hell, and they did teach us an awful lot about the hell doctrine and the words themselves and how they got misconstrued. So that's really like the one blessing, is we didn't have that fear. But what they had to do to make up for that was give us the disfellowshipping. So, like, okay, well, we don't like the whole hell thing, but we're going to make you, disconnect from your family if you leave. So there we go. We've got a way to keep them in line. But yeah, okay, I'll send you information on hell then.
So since you went through the same thing, Chris, maybe I can ask you, what was the final, like, little drop that got you to not be afraid of hell anymore?
Well, there's really kind of a couple of things to that, Fro, for me personally. One of them was, I gotta be honest, I got tired of being afraid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's this, and I tried to weigh for a moment. I weighed this thing. Do I want to get rid of my fear and risk this eternal damnation? But then there's this what eternal damnation? Really, like Ryan said, I think that's where Ryan was talking about. If you go back far enough, there really is no hell like we think about it today. No, certain things just kind of came along over time and developed into the things for the purpose that you and I are talking about because of fear. And I'm not trying to lay it out on just Christians. Really, this goes before Christianity. The story of Job is to exemplify that bad shit's going to happen to you and you need to take it and still love God. You know what I mean? And that's fear, because God can make it even worse. It's only his blessings upon you that keep it from making it worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, but I in all honesty, I think you're 110% correct that fear of the consequences are what keeping a lot of people in their faith. And I'm definitely one of those that you don't know me very much, but I'm an overthinker. I like to overthink, and I'm extremely careful about doing stuff without having any reasons. I'm almost so overthinking that it sometimes paralyzes me to do actions.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at doing stuff. I'm very good at thinking about it, and I can think myself into not doing actions.
I got to be honest. Me too. I'll sit here and that's the purpose. You haven't been following Ryan and I very long, but we both started talking about ADHD medicine. We both started taking it a few months ago for that very reason. Like in my case, I'll sit down here and I'll want to get something done, and I'll start this over here and then I'll go over here and then I'll find I'm in the kitchen, and before long, and then I come up with all of these ideas. They're wonderful ideas, and I might start an idea, but for me to finish it is just ridiculous. The notion that I would, and then I started taking this medication, and every day I would wake up and I would come in here and I just, for the first like half hour after I took it and started my coffee, not really nothing, just kind of trolling Facebook. And then before long, man, I'm up working and I got projects done and I got shit done, and that kind of changed my world. Not that we want to talk about medications or anything like that, but I'm just talking about, you're talking about having a hard time with focus. Science kind of helped me personally with that. Ryan, I believe as well. I do want to think though, if I can, let me throw a compliment at you. Overthinking, sometimes we label things improperly, and the label you give them gives them a bad term. You could be overthinking things, or you're just detail oriented and you really need to get something figured out before you commit to it. And that's just another sign of intelligence. And as far as the thing what you were talking about, being open-minded and you want to learn things, these are all signs, in my opinion, of intelligence. And I've referred to it here on the show before. You're one of those people. You're like a seeker. You're looking for the right message. You're open-minded. You know? And I dig it.
I dig being here as well. But it scares me. It scares the bejesus out of me.
It's supposed to.
Quite literally.
It's supposed to. Yeah.
But it's just that sometimes, as a Christian, I feel like sometimes we don't allow ourselves to feel doubt. We don't allow ourselves to calm down and really think, what is it that I really stand for? What is it? What is it that I really stand for without and with Christ? And I feel like I wouldn't change that much if I left Christianity. I have a feeling of, because I didn't change into it. So why would I change out of it?
I was actually writing that down as a note, because you recently became a Christian, and I was curious if you feel like that. Like, I don't mean to be sarcastic. You know how atheists call. Did you have less of an urge to murder people after you became a Christian, or was your urge to murder people about the same as it was before?
It was
Right.
worse. No, I'm kidding.
We knew it. I knew it.
Yeah, but yeah, that's kind of interesting because oftentimes most of the people I meet are people who were indoctrinated young, and they've always had that fear in the back of the mind. And whenever we were talking about with Faisal, part of his deal is he tried to get Ryan one time about why she believes the way she does, and as soon as she was done speaking, he's like, well, that's just emotion and fear, or emotion, that's just emotion.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you are completely driven by fear, and that's an emotion. And he laid it out for us on the
Yeah,
phone.
and I think I'm going to maybe surprise a lot of people in chat, and I don't know if I told you this before, but the argument that got me into Christianity was the tag argument for God.
The tag argument.
Transcendental argument. Yeah,
Oh.
the transcendental argument. That is what got me Christian.
I don't know what that one is.
Okay, explain that one to
yeah.
us.
And some people think that is a terrible argument.
Jonesy looks like
but,
thinks it's
yeah.
terrible. What is it? Would you explain it for those of us who don't know? I'm slow.
Yeah, so the tag argument for God goes a little on this. It's developed by a guy called Cornelius Van Til. So the first premise is objective universal truth like logic and morality exist.
Okay.
Premise 2, those two only make sense in the transcendent of that God exists. Conclusion, therefore God exists.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first premise kind of seems, I mean, just to me, without studying it more, premise number one seems, it doesn't seem very viable. See, anytime we start throwing around the word objective, you know what I mean? Especially what we've been talking about on the, because any two people will define their God's intentions differently. Even, it's just hard to imagine. That's why we got 1,400 different versions of Christianity. That's why there's so many different, they always try to pin it down. Don't change this book. It's at the end of the New Testament. It says, don't change this book. Throughout the whole bag about the Islam is about, that's supposed to be the unchanged word of Muhammad. You're not supposed to change it at all. It's really, when you read the words of the text today, that's what they believe to be exactly goes all the way back. I would like to learn more about this. Thank you. I'm going to make a note about the tag argument.
Yeah.
Tag, you're it.
Yeah.
You're it.
So that it's kind of, it's the argument that solved a lot of keys in my mind, because I in all honesty, I believe there are objective morality. I believe that there are objective logic, and I think there are universal truths. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons why I believe in God.
Interesting. Then you should find our show very interesting, because we hit on all those cylinders all the time. That's kind of a big topic that we cover, really. Apparently lately, right? The objective morality has really been a thing. They've been coming at me with knives on that one. I want to ask you, if I may, because you, and I think that's very awesome of you to openly admit the fear-driven nature of your belief. Mm-hmm. And me too, right? Because I was there. I'm sure Ryan had her fears. Lots of people had their different fears while they were believers. And this is another thing that kind of started to get to me. Do you ever think about it's a roll of the dice? Yeah. So you sit down at the table, you have three choices: Christianity, Islam, or Judaism. And now you're going to roll the dice and pick one. And it's just basically your logic and reasoning, or the roll of the dice as to which one you choose. Now, I'm not doubting your reasoning for choosing it. I'm asking is there ever any tiny little bit of fear in the back of your mind that makes you wonder, what if I chose the wrong one? What if I should be a Muslim? Or what if I should be a Catholic instead of a Protestant? Or what if I should be a Calvinist instead of a evangelical? You know what I mean? Dude, because those were the things that went through my mind, because I was a lazy Christian. So my fear was I wasn't Christian enough. I've always talked about it on the show. I was a lazy Christian. Was I Catholic? I didn't know. What's a Catholic? I don't know. What's a Protestant? I don't know. Every now and then I go down there and they talk about Jesus, and I'm like, praise Jesus, and I'm a Christian. So
I guess it doesn't scare me, but yeah, okay. I think I can answer your question pretty easily.
Okay.
I think it doesn't scare me as much because I learned a lot about it when I was a Mormon. Like I'm very grateful for being a Mormon, because and the time after, so when I left the Mormon church, I decided I would visit every religious organization in Norway.
Okay.
So I visited over 80 different religious places. I went to Scientology. I went to Odin, people that believed in Odin. I was at the neo-Nazi meeting. That was very, very fun. I can tell you about that. Is maybe the second scariest experience I have ever had in my entire life.
Yeah.
So I know a lot about different religions. I wrote over 100 pages, and then I destroyed the hard drive, and I saw that as a sign from God that I wasn't supposed to write that book. But yeah, so I know a lot about religion, so I think that my knowledge makes me less scared of it. I have read the Quran. Yeah, so it doesn't. Doesn't scare me because it. I don't believe in it. Yeah.
I got you. Okay, got you. Well, I was just curious how it's one of those deals of, did I make the wrong choice? I mean, I worry about that shit when I buy a set of tires for my car. Are these the long wear tires? Are these the snow? But whenever you're making a big decision, we're talking eternal flames here. But to see, that's the whole thing. You've actually taken time to go look and research, and that's good, because at least you've done that. So many people just, this guy told me. Jesus loves me.
Yeah, no, I went actively to every religious thing that was. We have something in Norway called the Register of Religion. And I went through the Register of Religion, and I visited every single religion that was registered in that Register of Religion.
There you go. Well, so back to the point. It's almost time for us to take a break. I just want to so let us know as you go forward about your journey, about your fear. Some theists don't fear hell for themselves. Like you said, you might fear hell for yourself. They actually fear hell for their family or for their friend. I don't feel hell for me, my friend. I feel hell for you, fear hell for you. And there's those kinds of things as well. So,
well, Chris, I'm sorry to tell you that I am too egocentric to think about anybody but myself. I only care if I get to heaven.
Right. Burn in hell, you freaking heathens. Understood. All right, man, we're going to take a break. Thank you, Fro, for giving us a call this morning. And whenever we come back, we're going to do more stuff. Let me get us a commercial up here, guys. I changed my buttons around. Thank you again, Fro. Fun conversation. Let me go here. And let's do the Conspirwin this morning for fun. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Are you feeling the world is leaving you behind? Do you look at all the pseudoscience, rumors, and wild speculation on the internet and wonder, why can't I do that? Well, friend, you can. We can help you. We are Conspirwin. Conspirwin has a long history of helping anyone with a hidden truth. We will get your message out. The conspiracy theories you see today all started out with one person's vision. The moon landing hoax was launched by a NASA engineer whose manager didn't okay his vacation request. Conspirwin was there to help out. Christianity started out because one little girl named Mary got pregnant out of wedlock, and Conspirowin saved the day. Now, the virgin birth is accepted Catholic doctrine. You may be thinking, but my idea of the center of the earth being made of ice is far-fetched. No one's going to believe that. In a world where people believe windmills cause cancer, we say no dream is too big. Conspirowin will take your fledgling idea and feed it to our YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok operatives. And these savvy social media professionals will raise doubts with the prevailing scientific consensus. They will say no one has ever seen the planet's core except Jesus. And science is wrong all the time. That's why science has theories and not Jesus. Within 30 days, we guarantee you CNN will run a story on how your conspiracy theory isn't true. We will also give you 100% assurance Fox News will say your crazy idea about the Earth's core being an icy ball is true. Follow your heart. Listen to the voices no one else can hear. Team up with Conspirowin. All right, we are back. Let me see here. I want to say thank you to Fro for the 10 gift memberships. We appreciate you. Thank you very much. And again, to all you people out there who are interested, curious, I mean, it's not just about atheism. It's not about getting rid of your God. There's also the secular humanist part of it. Oftentimes you'll hear people say, I didn't make this up. You'll hear people say, atheists are more Christian than Christians. So a lot of us follow a secular humanist way, which is in a way really more along the lines of what Jesus said than what other people said about Jesus. You know, I'm just saying. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Oh, goodness gracious.
I hear the things still coming in.
You can hear them now, right? I fixed all the audio where you can hear this stuff. That's awesome. Well, we've got Jackie is with us. Jackie, the rational poet. Jackie is with us on the phone here in just a minute. I'll bring her up in just a moment as soon as the system is done getting her ready. I'm going to do this thing. Oh yeah, she's doing her magic there. But hopefully I got everything where you can hear everything and everybody's fine. The only thing I haven't figured out, I actually did have, I figured out how I can get you and Kelly to be on the show without me and still be able to hear. But that'll take some practice. So.
That's good because you've been trying to figure that out. That's great.
Yeah, because I really can't take a break until I can figure that out.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right.
You know what you need to do? You just need to get a video of you to play. So it just looks like you're there sitting and just sit there and stare. Just nod your head every once in a while.
That's good thinking. I like it.
You're there, but
that's a great idea. I like your thinking. That's powerful. Smart. All right. So Jackie, rational poet, she's going to talk about atheist experiences. Let's bring up Jackie here.
Hey,
good morning,
how
Jackie.
You doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm not bad. So I see that the topic here is share the atheist experiences. Well, and I'm sure this is quite common amongst your listeners. I worked at a pizza delivery, and I had a atheist bumper sticker on the back of my pickup. Oh. And I went out on a delivery. And I got back, and the manager pulled me over. And he goes, "Well, we got a phone call about your bumper sticker." I'm like, what's wrong with it?
A sheriff pulled you over? You kind of glitched there. You said a sheriff pulled you over? Is that right?
No. Nobody pulled me over. I went out on a delivery.
Right.
And when I got back to the store, the manager of the store pulled me over.
Gotcha.
That
was a very bad time for it to glitch.
Not on the road.
I know. Pulled over. It was like, okay.
Okay, your manager pulled you over.
He grabbed my arm and he pulled me into the office and he said, "We got a call about your bumper sticker." I goes, "What's wrong with it?" He goes, "Nothing." He goes, "So what was that about?" Well, some kid. Fathers didn't want the kids seeing the bumper sticker. And I was like, all it had was the word atheist on it. It didn't say fuck you. It didn't say boobs on it. It did not no nudity or anything on the bumper sticker. It just said atheist. And this father got pissed off and wanted me fired for having that on my car.
That's very Christian.
You know, and I said, and so I asked the manager. He said, well, what are you going to do about it? He goes, nothing. It's your car. It's not obscene. So it's, you know. But that wasn't the only time. I was, at the time, I didn't have a washer and dryer in my apartment. So I had to go to the laundromat. And this guy was standing outside, the same vehicle, saw my bumper sticker, saw the bumper sticker. This must have been a few months apart. And he starts shouting at me, why don't you believe? Why don't you believe? Why don't you believe? I'm like, okay, this guy's a couple cans short of a six-pack here.
Wow, he's setting a perfect example of why you don't believe.
And I was like, well, would you like me to explain? I calmly said that, and he just kept on shouting, why don't you believe? I was like, I'm not going to get anywhere with this guy, so I just went inside. But for a lot of people, especially in the redder parts of this country, it's a lot worse. I've heard stories of people getting kicked out of their apartments, being literally chased out of town, like entire families being chased out of town. So I've got a double whammy on me now. I'm a transgender woman and an atheist now. So fortunately, my neighborhood, my POA here where I'm at, they know, and they don't have a problem with it. My neighbors don't have a problem with it, but I'm sure this is a MAGA community, so I'm quite sure there's a couple of far-right idiots that would love to see nothing more to be me being chased out of my house. Yeah. But so far, nothing. I've lived here for 20 years, and nothing's happened, so I consider myself lucky.
Well, you know, thank you. I want to say to Fro for the $20 or 20 Norwegian coins. He says, "Tell Jackie I love her voice."
Well, I'm not available, Fro, but thank you.
Fine, all you want, but I'm not available.
You know, I want to say that those feelings are understandable as far as the atheist part. They're all understandable. You know what I mean? But I'm talking about the atheist being persecuted thing, having scary experiences. For those of you who don't know, as far as what I remember, 7 states currently ban atheists from holding public office.
Or even giving testimony in court, I think.
You know, I'm not really sure about that. And some of these may change. I remember when I wrote my book back in 2013, there were 8 states.
Wow.
But so they may have changed it. I'm sure there's probably some Supreme Court probably making it unenforceable for now.
Well, it's widely ignored now, but I'm sure there's like laws on the books from the 1800s that have never been changed too. So
True. Very true. Yep.
Okay, well, thank you for listening to my stories. I hope I didn't mangle that too much.
No, you got it. So thank you for telling. It just when you were saying, you know, I was on my way, and then it just there was this little cutout just at the right time. We didn't know. Yeah, it was perfectly timed. Anyway, thank you for the story.
I'll correct you. I was on my way to hell.
Oh,
that's where we're all going, right? Right, that's right.
Okay, thank you guys. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you for calling in, Jackie. All right, that was a good fun call. Thank you, Jackie, for calling us. Let's see. I got a new face in the chat. I know Jackie's a repeat offender. Let me pull this down here. And I enjoy our repeat offenders. And we got a new face in the chat. Kilo Whiskey. Good morning, Kilo Whiskey. Thank you for joining us. Fro's throwing more Norwegian krones at us and says, I only have eyes for Ember. I know, right? It's the hats, isn't it? It's the hats. Ember's got some hats. Oh, goodness gracious.
They are rather sassy, aren't they?
I know. Is Ember here today? I haven't noticed Ember in the chat. I didn't know. Maybe busy.
I have not seen Ember.
For those who don't know, it will go over to Ember Stream whenever we're done today. It'll kick on over to Ember Stream automatically. So,
yes, indeed. I don't believe that she's here, at least not yet. Usually she'll pop in
spirit. She's awesome.
Yes, always in spirit.
Yes. So thank you for the super chats, Fro. And Disco Poppy, thank you for joining us. I want to call in, but I have no real reason to. Well, it's one of those deals. What we're talking about today really is, have you ever had any scary religious, they don't have to be scary necessarily. Did you ever get kicked out of an apartment because you're an atheist? It's not as scary so much, but it is unfortunate. Maybe I should make that a whole show. Were you ever discriminated against because you were an atheist?
That's a good one.
Just curious.
People feeling speak of the devil.
I know.
But yeah, people feeling suspicious of you simply because you're an atheist. I kind of feel like it should be the other way. Like when I come across believers, I'm like, you seem rather smart.
For a believer. No, I do. It's bad.
Believe that demons exist.
Bad, Chris. Well, part of the deal is with us, you were at face value. You get what you get. With believers, are they the kind of believer that believes they can do anything and just apologize for it later to their God? And you just don't really know what level they're on. Kilo Whiskey says, hi, first time here, follower of Justin DZ, Joel Talks Bible, and John Cohen. Just stumbled across your stream and looking forward to it. Thanks. Thank you, Kilo Whiskey. I'm actually appreciate that. I recently heard about Joe Talks Bible. That's one of the places that Rainbow Ash recommended that I watch. And I actually did pop in for a bit, and I would need to watch more of it because it sounds cool. Joe talks about it. So, very cool. Very cool. Thank you for joining us. And we also have some of our repeat offenders. Musical Monkey for you, Fern Lovebond. Good morning, Fern Lovebond. And Terry BB. Let's see, I saw somebody else this morning. Oh, Greg S. Thank you for joining us. Put up on Ace Trades. Goodness, Gile, wonderful people. Thank you all for joining us. Do any of you out there actually happen to have? Now, Ryan's case, Ryan was a JW, and JWs, that's a very fear-motivated cult. But you said they don't use hell.
No, and
it's all about the now.
Surprising. Yeah, okay. It is rather surprising when you think about it, isn't it? That they have an opportunity to use hell as a fear indoctrinator, right, and they don't use it. And and this is what I say, Chris, all the time. I think that they're contrary just to be contrary. They want to be different than mainstream religion. Right. And also they feel as though that they are sticking closest to like Hebrew belief than Christians are. Like they've got it, because they've got it right. They have the secret. They have the wisdom.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Maybe not.
Oh, now I can hear you.
Maybe I shouldn't be playing with the. I can't hear you. Hold on, let me shut them off. And I'm sitting here playing.
You're playing with the little thing open.
Let's see what I would like to do while we wait for this to come back up. It won't take but mere seconds. I would like to ask Ryan, because we were talking about this. Oh, Chad, good to see you, Chad. We were talking about hell and the origins of hell and how hell has evolved over time. And I often point out that there really was no hell at all like we know it in the Old Testament. Jesus brought the fire, the pits, the gnashing of teeth. Before that, it was just you lived a long life, and then or you died early, and that was your punishment from God.
Allegedly,
let's see if I can hear
the original.
Yeah, come on. There we go.
No, you can hear
Gotcha. Yes, I can hear you.
So, really, hell just has a long, sordid history. In its original, words, Sheol, this idea of the underworld, it just it really just meant death. Like from dust you came, and then dust you will return. Some people believe that there might have been an idea of, you die and get judged and then there is no suffering, but still at the end of the day, it's just meant to be like you feel nothing. So eventually you see the New Testament, there's this Gehenna that Jesus uses as a metaphor for like death, eternal death. And I believe that he is just being, using an allegory to say, like Gehenna, which was an actual location, the Valley of Hinnom, where allegedly child sacrifice took place, and then it allegedly became a burn pit. So Jesus is using this burn pit as like, if you don't follow God, whatever, or do whatever the F I say, then your destruction is going to be like that of Gehenna. And he did not say that you're going to burn forever, you're going to feel pain forever. It was a destruction. So it's an end of, like, period. And then, of course, along comes the Vulgate, where I believe, the Septuagint. The Septuagint is the first time where we see Gehenna is translated into Hades, which is a Greek word. So now we have a new Greek interpretation coming in, which we know Hades is a god, was a god, then became like the underworld there. So now we've got this new little spice added to the mix. And then again, like in the Vulgate, all words start to get conflated. Now we're seeing where it was Sheol, now we're seeing hell. So again, we have Sheol words neutral, and now we're seeing hell put in there.
Right.
And then also the word inferno is used. So we're getting this burning imagery. And then centuries later, we see the church fathers start to introduce like this idea of, torture, and then Dante's Inferno. And most of it's outside sources. It's just not in the Bible. We only see it in translations and people's interpretations. So sorry if that was not a good explanation, but that really is the long sordid tale of it.
The evolution of the thought, the way we see hell. So the hell that the people back in Jesus's time is not the same hell that we've been led to believe is what's there.
Sheol is really neutral. Sheol really is just like, you're dead, you might get judged, but again, you're judged and then you're done skis.
I also want to mention by that same token, before we take a caller, we've got Rain with us, a punk metal Tao, I believe, unless I forgot correctly. And then we also have Faisal popped in a second ago, but what was I going to tell you? What were we talking about?
Hell? I don't know.
I had a good
history.
One. Oh, heaven. Okay. The heaven, well, there wasn't really a hell before Jesus. There wasn't really a heaven before Jesus either. Before Jesus in the Old Testament, you just kind of died. You lived a long life and you died. You didn't go spend time with God. That's not in the Old Testament, I don't think at all. That came with Jesus. So Jesus brought both heaven and hell. Interesting. So let's go ahead.
No, I agree with you that interpretation is really added in. And again, you have to remember, like, that interpretation is based off of some other it's just a stream of interpretations, like whisper through the phone or whatever they call it, a game of telephone.
Exactly.
Long game of telephone.
Let me bring up thousands of years. Let me bring up Punk Metal Town and see what Punk Metal Town has to say. Good morning. How are you doing today? Punk Metal Town.
I'm all right. Actually, I can't hear you on the phone. I'm barely hearing you on my TV for some reason.
Not sure why. What's going on? While you talk, I'll look into it and see what I can find.
Yeah, because I obviously don't want to turn the TV up too loud, because then it gets that back feed and it's going to be really annoying for the audience. But
yeah, I'm not really sure. Can you? You want to go ahead and just tell us what you're thinking today, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I'll try to do the best I can. So basically, it's not really a scary story, but this does kind of give, I think, a glimpse into how people see atheists. So I'm a manager, and one of my employees happened to share her belief system with me. And I was like, okay, we're just having an adult conversation about belief systems. And all I said was I was an atheist. And she goes, oh, so you think I'm a fucking idiot? And I'm like, well, no, I don't. I may not believe the same way that you do, but, I respect your right to believe what you want to. And I'm always, willing to listen to any open and respectful conversations from people that believe otherwise. And she goes, so you think I'm a fucking idiot? And I'm like, well, again, no. And I even tried to, be like, I understand where you're coming from, because there are, unfortunately, bad apples in every bunch. I have talked to atheists that are complete jerks about things and, have no respect. And she just kept up with that. And to kind of give more introspection into that, prior to this, she felt that she was being treated poorly because of her belief system, by other employees. And I dug into it, and I'm like, could you please tell me? I'll see what I can do. And she absolutely refused to sort of like give me names of, who was saying what allegedly. And the whole interaction was very odd. It was almost like she was very afraid. And the funny thing is, with the state I living in primarily being red, it almost makes it feel like it's not so much the atheists that persecute her, but like maybe, the right or like Christians, because Christianity is very prevalent around here. I mean, this is all like speculation, obviously I don't know fully.
Right.
But it was just a very weird interaction, and she just got extremely defensive, literally over me just saying I'm atheist.
I suspect there's what we were talking about earlier, specifically what Miss Ryan was talking about. Hell has something. I think there's this fear with some of these people that because you're an atheist, then you worship the devil, and you're actually there to try to pull her away from the eyes of God. And she is, in fact, a fucking idiot. I mean, I'm sorry. Did I say that?
No, it sounds like a bunch of projection to me.
It does. It sounds, and fear. It sounds like fear. But what fear of what? An atheist just doesn't believe. So what is she afraid of? And oftentimes, like, I don't. Did you hear my story? When I was a young atheist, a lady stepped back and she crossed herself. When she heard it, what was she crossing herself from? From Satan.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell, like, from what little bit I did here, because the TV is kind of low.
Sorry, brother.
So she's not actually Christian. She, I believe, is pagan. And unfortunately, that was another thing that made it weird. I've talked to, like, a lot of people with non-Christian beliefs, and they're like, hey, man, obviously we don't believe the same, but most of my interactions with atheists have been really cool. I have no problem with you. Awesome. Fantastic. But she was kind of, I guess, maybe one of the exceptions where she just kind of flipped out.
Interesting.
Actually, you know what? Can I add to this? Because it now reminds me of an experience that a friend of mine had at the Atheist convention. And they're pagan. And they said it was the last atheist convention they were going to attend because they didn't feel as welcome. Like they felt there was a lot of judgment because they do have like pagan, they're very intelligent people, but they still had pagan beliefs. And they thought that it would be a welcoming space, but they didn't feel like that. They were fine with me and Hubs because, we're just like open for whatever, as long as you don't, again, force your belief. But that just made me think back to that. That's unfortunate. Maybe they've gotten so much flack in atheist spaces. They just are really hardcore projecting because of stuff they've heard. I don't know. This is an assumption, but.
Yeah, from what I heard, I mean, you do bring up a good point. Like maybe she just did have some really bad experiences. And that's why I even tried to interject, like the understanding was, yeah, I've met atheists that are complete jerks. I can't remember which specific Reddit group it is, but like it's pretty well known. Like you go in there and they'll even be a jerk towards atheists. I agreed with somebody and I got chewed up the right hand side and down the left by some guy, and I'm like, bro, I agree with you. What's your problem? So like, I obviously don't want to set a false precedent that like, oh, we're all fantastic people, but I tried to do the best I could to show her like, hey man, there's decent atheists out there that aren't going to sit there and judge you, that will treat you with respect and will uphold your right to believe what you believe. And I mean, I don't know. I feel like it kind of gives a glimpse into it, but at the same time, maybe this is just one of those rare occurrences that just kind of speaks more to who she personally came across as opposed to like how most people view us. I don't know.
I have to say, admittedly, when I do videos on like Baal Hadad and things of that nature, like culty things from back in the day, I do get a lot of atheists. I'm assuming it doesn't matter. It's not real. Like, I know it's not real. I'm just educating people. Like it's cool. It's just for education purposes, just like you might want to watch a movie about, some Greek mythology stuff. I just happen to enjoy this as my entertainment.
There's also a historical and anthropological aspect to it. You want to learn about what those people lived like, what their life was like, and how they experience things. So, yeah.
Really, that really is it. It's like a window, really cool window.
Yeah, if I'm hearing correctly, a lot of things definitely kind of go by experience because, I mentioned like the trauma yesterday, and a large part of that was religious as well. And so like the way that I was treated by the Christian community, like that really sort of tainted my view for a long time. And for the most part, like I still kind of like feel at ease around most Christians. And to be fair anymore, like it kind of gets justified. Like where I work, some lady, she bought a couple religious books and she was like, well, it's great to actually see Jesus in here. And I wasn't going to get into a religious discussion with a customer. Like, that's just dumb. And so I didn't say much. And she's like, well, it's just, I don't normally see this in here. I normally see all these heathen books and this, that, and the other. And it's like, yeah, man, I mean, like first of all, I don't control what comes in. Second of all, like, we try to kind of appeal to as many people as possible because it's not just your belief system. And it's like, but yeah, it's going back to what I was saying originally. Like it definitely does go back to the person's experiences. So.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate your call, Punk Metal Tao. It's time for us to take a break, and we've got Faisal on the phone that we're going to talk with after the call. I'm trying to speak up, so if you hopefully can hear me better. And I'll see if Faisal has a hard time hearing me. We'll find out in just a minute. Thank you, Punk Metal Tao, for the call.
No problem. Have a good one.
You too.
Bye. Waiting for that YouTube replay. Replay.
There's a delay. So we're going to take a quick break. And whenever we get back, if Faisal gets back, we lost him. He said, got a very easy proof, he says, of God. We'll see. Let's do the postmortem. We'll be back in 3. Do you have a loved one who's on their deathbed, but they've yet to give themselves up to the Lord?
Are you sure you don't want to come to Jesus?
No.
This is your final chance.
No. Worried they're headed to the fiery pits of hell.
Your very last chance.
No. I've been wicked and sinful. I deserve to burn in the hot place.
As you wish. Farewell, my heathen husband.
Farewell, my... Well, fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of post-mortem baptismal kits. No more worries about being miserable alone forever. Be a good Christian and share that eternal pain and suffering with the ones you love. I'm in hell. Not as hot as I thought it'd be. Kind of feels like Houston, minus the humidity. Hello. My favorite drink crafted to perfection. Ooh, and some dank ass weed.
I can't bear to be down on my face chanting, holy, holy, holy is the Lord, every day, all day, for all eternity, by myself.
Wow, is that George Carlin? And Alan Turing, look at that. Carl say, oh, I am so honored. You've been my hero since I was a kid. Neil deGrasse Tyson, what are you doing here? Oh, I get it. I get it. Schrodinger's heathen. Very cute, you. Very cute. That's fantastic. Oh, what is that? What is? It's holy water. Oh, it burns. No, this isn't where I want to be. Pabst Blue Ribbon and a Marlboro? No! Father Flanagan's post-mortem baptismal kit. Dead kid tested, Mother Teresa approved. Is that the Pope and John Paul? Jim Jones and Jimmy Swaggart, huh? I can see that coming. Neil deGrasse, what are you doing? Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord.
Thanks, Father Flanagan.
Damn them to an eternity in heaven for only $59.99. They wouldn't appreciate it, but you'll feel better, and that's the point, isn't it? Get yours now. Your heathen loved ones' time is running out. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. This is some bullshit. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. And we're back. And we are back. So, so apparently I think they enjoy that commercial. Chris dies. This is some bullshit. I stole that from Resident Alien. Ryan, let's talk about something. Faisal's not back on the phone yet, but how are you doing on your Star Trek? You're in season 7 by now?
Yes. The last episode we watched last night. Jadzia died. Jadzia died, and the new Trill came to DS9.
Yeah. Okay.
So there was that. I think
that was a rough one. Did you cry?
No, I didn't. I kind of was sad with Worf, how he was acting.
Yeah.
But I kind of felt like something was coming, because I felt like it had been too long that we haven't lost a character that we know for a while. I just get that feeling. I get that inkling, right. Especially towards like the end of a show. I'm like, they're going to do something to us. I know it. I just know they're going to do something to us.
You know, of course, I felt bad for Worf. You know who else I felt bad for? Gul Dukat. Because he didn't mean to do it. It wasn't him. He was being controlled by the Pal race. And as soon as the Pal race left him, he said as much. He said, you know, I wouldn't have done this, but you know, sucks for you.
Right.
Yeah.
And that whole like Gul Dukat arc, like dang.
Yeah.
Like, that went somewhere I was not expecting. They really did get me there. They completely have surprised me with him. That's for sure.
Yeah. And the actor's just fantastic. Right-handed Sis says, I don't get the Schrodinger's heathen bit. Why would Tyson be in both places? Because Tyson is in hell and he's in heaven until he dies. And then he'll either in either one or the other, depending on, you know, because that's why he's from the commercial. He's Schrodinger's heathen. So that's what I thought it was funny. Yeah, where is he? Well, he's in both places until he dies. You know, like the cat is both alive and dead until you look at it. Then it picks one and it becomes either alive or dead.
Now you know. If you don't know, now you know.
Now you know. So,
did you see he was no, I don't want to, never mind. Don't do it. What were you going to say?
I don't know. What was I going to say? It's probably a lie. Let's see if this is going to work this time. Let's see if Faisal can get up here. Hello, Faisal. Is Faisal going to work? He says, has very easy to eliminate religion on earth is something. Let's see what happens. Hello, Faisal.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How are you doing today?
Hello, Chris. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Hello.
There must be something wrong with the sound.
I'm not able to hear you.
Hello, can you hear me at all?
I think I have to start over.
Can you hear Ryan? Let me refresh. I'm going to refresh my page and see if it's just me. Bonnie didn't have a problem.
Chris just got raptured, but
there we go. Bonnie didn't have a problem hearing, did she? Or Rational Poet Jackie and Fro didn't have problems hearing.
Didn't seem to.
Didn't seem to. Huh.
Not that they told us.
Right-handed Sith says, Chris Mallard, you were going to say that the right-handed Sith is always correct. That's... Did you even wave your hand? You waved your hand when you did that. I felt it. The right-handed Sith is indeed correct. Faisal's got a very easy proof for God or disproof for God or some business like that whenever he can get through. And I don't know what's going on with our sound, guys. All my inputs say we're blasting out.
Maybe it's on the Banana Fofana's end.
Let me close the show and restart the show.
Okay.
I'm new to that over on Internet Explorer. Okay, close it. Say a prayer to the computer gods. Dear Steve Jobs,
bless it.
Please bless this computer. There we go. Steve Jobs said no.
Steve Jobs. Maybe you gotta send some money to Bill Gates and he'll fix it for you.
That's it. Or just send him an email going, man, I got a picture of you from the Epstein.
You are connected as the host. Welcome, host. You are now in the host room and can manage your callers from the call-in studio web interface.
I've turned it on again, and hopefully we'll see it. I'll even turn it up here as much as I can. I've turned it up as much as I can. We'll see in theory. Should we get another caller? Guys, thank you for your patience. The technicians around here are very lazy.
They don't get paid much.
They don't, but the treats are delicious. I've tried them.
I used to, like, as a kid, I don't know if y'all remember, I think they still sell them, sausages. Do you remember sausages?
I remember them, yeah.
Yeah, I think they still make them. But back, I mean, I don't know what they smell like now, but like back in the day, they really smelled good, at least to me.
How many did you eat? I'm not going to ask if you ate them. I'm going to ask you how many you ate. Do you know how many you ate? More than one hand? More than two hands?
Only one or two, just to try it.
Only one or two handfuls, just to try it.
One or two handfuls. Bags. One or two bags. Okay, you caught me.
Sir Equinox is here. Good morning, Sir Equinox. Thank you for joining us just in time to judge Ryan about what she'll put into her mouth. Sir Equinox also said, I don't know why believers would find agnosticism more palatable than atheism. It's still not believing in their God. Really, see, that's the whole deal. The biggest hunk of the problem is they don't know the difference. You can be an atheist and a Gnostic and an agnostic. You can be a theist and still be agnostic. You can believe in Jesus Christ. I believe Jesus Christ, but I don't know. I cannot say 100% no. And that's what Gnostic means.
Or whatever your brand or flavor is of God.
Right.
God.
Better than Ember says, my sister loved milk bones. I never let her forget it. That's funny. It is agnostic. I dig it, right? See, that's awesome sauce. That's good shit. It looks like Faisal is back. Let's see if Faisal can hear us now. Hello, Faisal. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, good. All right. Yay. What kind of easy to disprove God do you have today?
Yeah, so I was thinking that God has made a claim in all the scriptures that every soul shall taste death. So if
all right, wait, hold on. Ryan, he said every soul, God has made in the Quran that every soul shall taste death. Carry on.
Okay. So I was thinking, why not all the atheists disprove God by making us immortal? It is very easy. No one will be believing in God. There will be no religion. All the concept of God will be gone forever, because you can disprove God by making yourself immortal, and God is claiming that every soul shall taste death. So you are disproving him. You are disproving his statement,
right?
His command.
Okay, all right, that's cool. Ryan, would you like to take a shot at that one real quick?
Okay, so he's saying that every soul, the Quran says that every soul will taste death, and that since atheists do not believe in God, and if we made it so nobody believed in God, essentially we would be making ourselves immortal.
Let me clear it out. Let me clarify. No, what he's saying is God in the Quran says everyone will taste death. If we can make ourselves immortal and not taste death, then we're disproving God. That's his point. Correct, Faisal?
I see.
Yes.
Okay. So what's your response to that, Miss Ryan?
Why don't I just make myself immortal?
Mm-hmm.
That's just such a silly question. Why don't you make yourself immortal?
I want to have a swing at this one.
Just make themselves immortal?
I have an answer too. I am a transhumanist. A transhumanist is someone who hopes or believes that someday science and technology will be able to allow us to alter our bodies so we can live pretty much forever. That's the whole purpose. So Faisal, we're not there yet technologically, but there are literally people working towards that goal. They're called transhumanists. And you know how like back in science, a long time ago, science couldn't fix people's eyes, and now it can fix their eyes, and it couldn't fix their ears, and now it can fix their ears. And it gets better all the time. Sometimes it gets better at fixing their eyes. You know what I mean? And someday we hope to be able to do exactly what you say. Not for the purpose of what you say, but, for. So there you go. What do you think about that? We're trying.
But is it possible?
Yes. Well, I don't know.
God can't make people immortal either.
I don't think so.
God tried.
See, that's kind of what
tried and he failed to make people immortal. Right. So, I mean, there's that.
What do you mean by immortal? Do you mean like living forever in all eternity? We're talking billions of years of life? Or just long enough to outlive you and prove we're immortal? So like 300 or 400 years. Would that prove? What would it take to prove? So here's what I'm saying. If we did that, if I made myself essentially immortal 1,500 years from now, you're going to go, well, yeah, it's only 1,500 years. We don't know if you're going to live the rest of the 4 billion years or however the rest of the universe is going to live. So I don't believe that you're immortal. Is that where you're going to go?
But can scientists make it something like that? The cells don't grow older, and that is why we will be young forever, and there will be no death.
I can kind of do this. I'm not a biologist, for one, but I can tell you about these things called telomeres, and you should look them up on the internet. Telomeres. And the older we get, our cells kind of split and divide and all that. And these telomeres, they kind of get weak and they die and they break off. And that's kind of how aging happens. It's sort of like that. There are some creatures that don't experience that. Their telomeres do not break off. And scientists are working exactly on that to find out why theirs don't. And that could be sort of a key to eternal life, like you're talking about. I mean, I'm not a biologist. I could just sit here and go, yes is the answer. Yes, science can do that.
Okay,
but I don't know how yet.
Yeah,
but why do I have to make myself immortal when God, this God that you have, can't even do the same? Like, why am I supposed to do something that he can't do himself?
So who cares about judgment day, and who cares about punishment and hell and heaven?
Well, first of all,
succeed in this.
What'd you say, Ryan? Go ahead and say what you said.
I just said, why do I have to be the one to make myself immortal when your God can't even prove that he can make people immortal? Why don't he prove that he can make people immortal? Then maybe I'll do the same.
I can hear Ryan.
Oh, you can't hear her. That would explain it. Ryan. Okay, that would explain it. Okay. She's saying, why should she have to prove? Why should she have to prove that she can make herself immortal when your God can't even do that? It can't make humans immortal, or it hasn't. Where are they?
But God has promised that He will make us immortal in hereafter.
Yeah, but in the hereafter, we're souls, right? Don't we already live forever? Even by almost any religion, you live forever in the hereafter. And it's really not a hard swing of the bat to sit there and think, you know, I know your English is your second language. I should not use expressions like that. It's really not hard to believe that somebody back then could know that pretty much everything dies. That's one of the things that differentiates us from some of the animals. A lot of animals don't actually know, they're not aware, they don't realize that their end will come someday. That's part of humanity. That's part of us. Humans go, and you should look into philosophy. That's kind of a part of a branch of philosophy. That's humans going, you know what, someday I and everything around me is going to end. Now, science is trying to make that end as far back as possible, and we're getting there. The average lifetime of humans is very much extended thanks to science. So it's just a matter of time, Faisal. Just a matter of time.
Oh, that would be great.
That would be.
So let's all hope that it happens one day.
Let's hope.
Until then, I think.
Well, you've given us something to think about, and hopefully we've given you something to think about. Because now I got to think, would that disprove God? I mean, how long do you have to wait before you find something that may be immortal, like sharks, the Greenland shark over 500 years old, or lobsters that allegedly can continue living? The only reason why they die is because they can't molt anymore, but they've got those telomeres that lets them, but they just get so big that they can't eat enough energy to continue to make them molt, stuff like that. That'd be awesome. But who wants, now here's the deal. A lot of people are like, I don't want to live forever, you know, being a wrinkled up old man with a bad hip. No, who wants to live like that? The key would be to somehow make it to where not only do I live a long time, but also live a healthy, good life. Living long in a hospital bed or just a head in a box ain't worth it.
Oh God, right? No, thank you.
Yes, if cells don't grow older, we will be young forever. So there's no possibility of getting old. So
yeah, that's why I'm saying look into how cells divide.
But is there any living organism who is immortal?
I actually just named a couple of them that were pretty much, in a way, kind of immortal. Yeah, and again, I couldn't prove that to you. They caught a shark. Go look it up. The Greenland shark. It was like 500 and something years old, but we killed it. Pulled it out of the ocean. Would it have continued to live forever? I don't know. You can't say it wouldn't have, and I can't say it would have. That may have been an eternal shark that lives to the end of the universe, but we can't prove it.
So what is that special thing in that shark that will making him living for 500 years?
That's a great question, and scientists are working to answer that question, but they're working scientifically to answer it rather than just looking to ancient tomes of knowledge and hoping those ancient tomes of knowledge, ancient books, will give them the answer. They're working to learn, to figure it out.
But yeah, presently, I think the maximum lifespan is around 200 years or something more. But if scientists prove that we can live for around 50 years, 1,000 years, I think that would be very helpful in disproving the God.
Okay,
because
that's it.
Because you are changing the trend, because the lifespan is decreasing, and because we believe that in ancient times people used to live for 1,000 years or 500 years, as recorded in scriptures or like that. But if the scientists changes the current trend, and we are able to live for say 500 years or 400 years, means more than the maximum general lifespan today. That will be, I think, a great proof in disproving the God.
Okay. I want to mention real quick that I appreciate that. Thank you for coming to that conclusion. But you should look into the current lifespan of humans, how long it is now, and how long it was 100 years ago. and how long it was 200 years ago, how long 100 years ago the average person lived, and if you could figure out how healthily they lived. And you'll see, if the further back you go in time, the shorter the average lifespan. The more science gets advanced, whenever we started learning about washing your hands during surgery in the late 1800s, germ theory alone, how many lives have been saved by germ theory? So there's science is trying to get us that way. Yeah. So it's getting us there. So go look at that if you don't mind. See how many years we live now compared to how many years we lived 100 years ago. So maybe in 100 years we might live that 400 years.
Yeah, I agree that science has helped us in living more than we used to live in the past. But the argument is that in the past there was no pollution or something like that. I mean, there was no people. There was no murdering.
Yeah. You're right. There was no pollution, but there was also no medicine. So it's kind of a balance.
So, you could say that they might be living more than today's life because of lack of pollution and all the evils which are lurking today in our society.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think that could be
That's kind of that's interesting. I point out one of the positive benefits of science and the evolution of science over time is that we live longer. And by what you're talking about, like plastics and stuff, that just makes us unhealthier. We mess up our own environment. Despite getting healthier, we're getting unhealthier in this other way. Anyway, interesting. Faisal, I appreciate your call. You're going to keep these things in mind. I'll keep the thing in mind and call us again. Let us know.
Okay. Thanks to both of you for having me.
Thank you. I'm sorry you couldn't hear Ryan. I'll figure out the sound. I'll keep working on it. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. I almost choked on a ruffle.
Ruffles have ridges,
Yeah, they do. That's what I heard.
Be careful.
I used to eat them by the ridge when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, I still do that. Like I still like to break the ridges and see if I can, how long I can keep the chip together. Oh my gosh, it's almost like our own version of that show with the triangles and the square and the circle.
Oh,
and the cookie, game. Where they had to eat the cookie.
The Squid Game.
Yes, but we got to eat the ridge and not break the chip.
I like that one. That's a good one. We just got Jimmy Woodward subscribed. Thank you for subscribing, Jimmy. I reached out to Chad. Chad ought to join us on the show one of these days. Chad Harris.
It's the Chad.
He does stuff.
Yeah.
It's the Insta Chad. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's not a Giga Chad. He's an Insta Chad.
He's not a chud. He's a Chad.
Right. Help. Yes. Yeah. Please hit like, help, share. That we really appreciate all those things. Thank you for that, Rational Poet Jackie, for that. Reset Effect has joined us this morning, and Kinsey is here. Good morning, Kinsey. There is a creature called the immortal jellyfish, which can revert itself back into its polyp state and begin its life cycle all over again. And see, that creature indeed would be immortal per se, right? For example, until its environment changed to the point that it could not live there anymore. So jellyfish should be great as long as the earth is here. And the earth is not going to be here for immortal, depending on what you define as immortal. And I think that's good where Faisal actually said, 400 or 500 years would do it. That'd be good enough for me, 400 or 500 years, if they could do that.
Right.
And that's the whole point of transhumanism, is to help either get our lives that long. There's different versions of it, different thoughts, or transfer your consciousness into a computer or any of that thing to help yourself go on.
I mean, if we've doubled practically, almost kind of sort of our lifespan at this point, with sciences, who's to say where we'll be in the future? We might triple.
That's right.
Now that probably will just be the the rich who can afford health care. I'm sorry, it's not funny. I'm just laughing as I look over the ledge of the cliff. but but hey, I mean, I don't think that it's impossible. Who wants to be decrepit and whatnot? But if you live a good lifestyle and you're regular and you're mobile and you enjoy your life and you're active, I don't know. Who's to say?
I've got various charts. You can look them up on the internet and see all kinds of charts showing how over the last 100 years, last 200 years, our lifespan is just steady ticking up. So just going by this chart, 200 years from now, we should be living 400 or 500 years. Guessing, if my math is mathing.
Well, as Dan D said, the J-Dubs used to teach that people lived long because they were closer to perfection. Like their DNA wasn't as, didn't degrade. It wasn't as degraded as it is now.
That's an interesting thought. It's cute.
Which is why, at least that they told us, and you have to remember that stuff does change, but they don't necessarily realize how much stuff has changed. But also they told us when it came to incest, that's the reason they could do it, because their DNA was more closer to perfection. So, it's not as bad as it would be now. Because, we're so degraded. Sorry, guys. I didn't, trigger warning. Too late.
Wowzers. Who'd have thunk it? I wouldn't have thunk it.
No, because nobody thinks that, Chris. Only weirdos think that kind of stuff.
Let me ask you, did your highlight text thing work? So you can highlight text in the chat. Does it work or no? Did it never stop working for you?
Yes, it does work now. It's working now.
Gotcha. Just making sure you were good. I'm gonna actually send you probably a new link sometime for the whole thing, but we'll do that later. So that way I can run the show separately, right? I'm gonna get there. Yeah, we'll get there.
Right.
Let's go ahead and take us a quick break. What would you guys like to have? You want to do? Let's see. Bring up my commercials here. We can do the fascism commercial in honor of our felon and not our president. We can do Holy Halos. We can do Wild Bill 1 or 2 if you want to do Wild Bill 1 or 2. Some of that business. We got other ones, of course. Let us know what you want, and we'll do a thing. We'll take a break, and then tomorrow we're going to be talking about. What we're going to be talking about tomorrow. I know this one. What makes atheists more moral than Christians? So that's going to be what we're going to be talking about tomorrow on the show.
I like that one. That's a really good question. I have a list.
Yes, a whole list. Let me go here. I'm going to do this one here. Let's go Wild Bill 1. We'll be back. Hello, and welcome to Shakespeare with a Redneck. What the? I am Wild Bill Wigglestick, and I'll be your handsome host, your gilded guide, your cowboy concierge of Shakespeare. Dude, really? Today on Shakespeare with a Redneck, I'm going to perform the prologue from Romeo and Juliet. Damn it, Bill. Two households, both alike in dignity in fair Verona, where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventured piteous overthrows doth with their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their death-marked love and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end not could remove, is now the 2 hours traffic of our stage, the which if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend. Hey, that wasn't half bad. I'm not as dumb as I look. Of course not. You'd be in a coma. Okay, so here's a quick rundown of the situation. Bill, two snot-nosed brats ignore the warnings of their learned parents and end up getting 4 people killed. Bill, come on, man. You're always blah, blah, atheist stuff, blah, blah, boring. Say something fun, for goodness sake. What? Particle is a fun word. Bill, particle. Bill, or talk about horses and dogs. People love horses and dogs. Or boobies. Everybody loves boobies. Bill. Oh, can I say boobies on YouTube? If you close your eyes, it doesn't count. Talk about boobies then. Okay, everybody loves those cute little blue-footed bastards. It hurts right here. Culture, baby, coming at you. Avoid bringing a plague on both your houses. A plague on both your houses! By hitting that subscribe button, then that little notification bell. And bang that thumbs up button like frisky cousins at a family reunion. Thank you and take care. Peace. All right. Thank you, John. John says this is the kind of show I signed up for, not been dingback call-ins. Yeah, well, I was kind of steered away from arguing with them all the time, and try to make it more about atheists, talking to atheists, and occasionally, if atheists call in, light them up. That's kind of my thinking, rather than, because I ask Ryan, ask anybody. I was very much getting to where the idea of just sitting here and arguing with people for the whole show is just doesn't appeal to me at all. It doesn't make me feel good. It doesn't make me feel good about myself afterwards, yelling at folk and getting out of hand. People like it, but I just don't like to do it so much. But, so I've been trying to kind of ease it back into let's talking to atheists, of course. And of course, we'll talk to theists, but yeah. And be more fun too. I'm going to try to, I keep saying I'm going to turn out more commercials, but damn, I just can't make myself do it. I'm dying to get my medication on board.
Isn't that your appointment soon?
The 25th, I believe. Yeah.
Okay.
I just got a notification of it this morning. I'm ready. My fault. The doctor went on vacation and I missed our appointment before he went on vacation.
Oh, man. And he's probably booked.
Yep. You're right, Joe Dirt. It was stressing me out. It was. And I had friends expressing concerns that I myself was having. And I try. We'll see what happens though. Who knows? We'll see. Maybe I'll learn to keep it from just maybe I can keep spicy Chris on board and lose abusive jerk Chris. And we'll see how that goes. Rational Poet says, I disagree, Chris. See what I did there? Did you disagree with me? What the actual hell? Let me bounce you from the chat.
You're out.
I'm a bad person. John says, I'll break my Adderalls in half. Oh, man, I tell you. I never had the Adderall. That's the real shit. All I ever got was the Ritalin, and it straightened me out. I would have had more. I was at the max, But, yeah. But I can't really use that as an excuse. As to why I'm an asshole every now and then. I'm just a jerk. But, really certain topics set me off. As you can see.
I feel that.
You've seen, certain things. I mean, man.
I feel that. I have my pressure points too. Sore spots.
Yeah. I want to say, not that we're necessarily talking about that today, but I want to say that bounce me biatch. Good one. We used to hear about, and the more I hear about the Epstein files, we'll round out sort of part of the day about this. I'm going to shut off our phone call too. That's because no sense in show. Damn it, Jim. I'm a doctor, not an in show. We used to hear about those stupid theories, those stupid, it was run by a Satan child eating. They would sacrifice the children and eat the babies and all this bullshit, right? And it the more we learn about it, the more they were doing things like that. There were some really bad things going on with the Epstein group. The Trumpstein group of people were doing some really, really bad things. Yes, Will of all trades. Epstein is Q from QAnon. Epstein is Q. So if you fell for the QAnon thing, you were intentionally misled. They intentionally misled you on purpose and you fell for it.
Yep.
Yep.
And has connections to Scientology, which all have connections to our government now. It was really just all like a red herring to, it was that whole like satanic panic again. Let's turn it more into like this Christian weird kind of culty thing, scary, versus what it really is an Epstein class. It's billionaires who are predatory upon us, upon poor people who needed money. Like a lot of these girls were trafficked because they came from, like, some of them were immigrants, just some of them came from poor families, or they were orphans, or, so that has a lot to do with it. They just enjoy depravity.
Right.
Like violence against people, against us, against kids.
Right. It's just, and the things that they would do, I saw an email where they're talking about, man, I saw some really good babies. They were talking about like 2-year-olds, under 2 years old. We're talking about infantes. I don't understand. But how you even come out to somebody and you go, hey, man, guess what I want? How does that conversation come down?
Like, like this just makes me feel that it's been going on for we know it's been going on for so long, but that it's been going on for so long, and there's just so much connectivity behind the scenes, dark money, rich and powerful, influential people. Teal and Elon, and even like a lot of the sciences, and the philanthropists, and just like people that you wouldn't believe. And the fact that we're seeing repercussions around the world, even royals, politicians, journalists, people from CEOs, etc., resigning. And I'm sorry, what's happening here?
But the Dow is over 50,000. Right.
We can't even get them to release the freaking files.
Not even, they lied again about, they've claimed twice they've released all the files. This is the second time. And we know it's not true. We know.
Yeah, allegedly we have like 2%. We have 2 or 3% allegedly.
Right. But you know what's in the files. And if we ever get to see what's in the files, we're going to see Donald Trump abusing children. And you just, they're not going to believe it. I don't think they're going to believe it even when they see it. They don't believe everything now, all the evidence we've got now. The 1,000,000+ times he's referenced in the Epstein files, that's not enough for him. I just don't see what
Trump is still saying that it's a hoax, but he was also cleared. He said it was a hoax, but he was also cleared because that journalist was talking to Epstein, which proves that they were plotting against him. And, he's just really super deluded. Like the amount of times that he's implicated, and the fact that they withheld his name, to me, just is so suspect. That says a lot to how much fear they have that something's going to be found out about him or people that he's connected to.
And it's worse than we think.
People he's protecting.
KCA Randy. Good morning, Randy. It's been a day or 3 since we've seen you. Well, actually, you kind of pop in every now and then, but man, it's hugs. Yeah, it's way bigger than what you think. Way bigger and better than Amber says. The Dow is currently at 49,851. Can we prosecute now?
The Dow.
We really need to prosecute.
How dare you?
Right. That was the one. I can't understand how she's still in office, but I know how. Because Donald Trump, Vladimir Putin and of course Israel, Zionist Israel, all have this evidence on the conservative politicians. And they've been withholding that over their heads. Pardon me. What's his name? Lindsey Graham is a perfect example of how he went right where he was against Donald Trump, then all of a sudden flipped. And man, he can't pull a vacuum hard enough on Donald Trump. Cannot. All of a sudden. Why?
That's exactly what he's doing.
Well, he's in the Epstein files. And I believe what happened is he didn't know they had him recorded or whatever. And then Donald Trump met him on the golf course. We talked about this the other day. After a meeting on the golf course, all of a sudden, Lindsey Graham is just utterly dedicated to him. And I think that's because Donald Trump said, man, we got you and you're going to follow us or we're going to expose you for all this horrific shit you're doing. And I think
just wonder what they got on Mike.
That's right. They got at least 37 other people in Donald Trump's government who are in the Epstein files.
And he just recently appointed, I think we mentioned the other day, recently appointed somebody who's in the Epstein files. Like it's almost as if it's the Trumpstein files.
Oh, yeah. It really is. I mean, it may as well be the Trumpstein files. He's mentioned in there so often. I want to point out, I bet there's somebody in there that we haven't heard their name yet. Pam Bondi. I bet she's in there. And I say that because she was the prosecuting attorney for Florida from 2009, I think, to 2018. And so, yeah, how could she not be in there?
Awfully suspicious. I mean, I haven't searched yet if her name is in there, but that would be awfully suspicious if it was not in there. I mean, because they send emails to each other, even if they're not conversing, they'll send emails to each other with links about watch this video of this politician saying this about Israel or something. Right. You know what I mean? So, this is on their radar.
And she would have been the attorney general. Oh, she's the attorney general of Florida. She would have been the one on Epstein's ass. You'd think he'd at least mention her. I bet she's in there.
Come on.
Have y'all seen J-Mail yet?
Yeah, that's actually what I've been using. It's really cool.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me though if she's in there. I mean, for as long as she did the stuff.
Yeah, I wonder. One wonders. I'd have to look through that. I mean, just with the search of Bondi, some stuff does come up, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. I'd have to look at it. But
what I see quickly out of that is it's all either Bondi from 2014. There's a Bondi piano. There's Bondi Beach they're talking about. They don't talk about Bondi until the Bondi we're talking about until 2025 in the emails, and that's external email. So really, Pam Bondi isn't mentioned in there, despite being the Attorney General for Florida, allegedly chasing him.
I don't know. I find that awfully suspicious. So I was just going down the rabbit hole yesterday. I couldn't stop myself, and I'm still going to go down the rabbit hole today, even though I really shouldn't. But there's someone, and this is just what it is for now. Who's to say? But took the information that was released, and took the serial numbers of all the, because I have them classified with serial numbers, yada yada yada, to see where and if there was any kind of spatial gaps where not much is in the files. And for whatever reason, strangely, oddly, if his information is correct, and again, I'm still checking on that, there's a weird portion missing from 98, 99 to 2002, something like that.
How, I mean,
very, very strange.
Very much. I've got to ask you, what the hell could he possibly have on Pam Bondi? At this point, she's culpable.
Maybe she's
in it to win it now. Yeah, she's in it to win it now. There's no way out for her. There's no way.
Just honestly, kind of the more I pay attention to, I don't know if you've been paying attention to Erica Kirk, something is so super sneaky about her. Videos are coming out of her and this woman. And listen, I would like that girl. That girl seems cool, but text messages of her and young girls that are inappropriate, that she should not be that would be inappropriate if it was a dude and a girl. So to me, it's also inappropriate of an adult and a young girl. And relationships now that are also, a trench of stuff is being revealed. And I kind of feel like she is also one of those players who is just planted in to be a handler or some kind of mover and shaker. Okay, we've chosen you just like they chose Donald Trump, and we're going to get you to this point. And I know that sounds cabalish, but I'm just talking about the people with money who have an agenda, not necessarily a specific group of people, but just rich people.
Here's the thing.
In place to get their will done.
Yeah, because of what happened with Q and 4chan and all that, where they really went with this huge thing where it sounds like a big cabal, but it was. The whole time it really was. So from now on, every time I'm like, that sounds like a stupid, wait a second. Maybe I should reconsider, is that a stupid conspiracy theory, or is that right-wing projection exposing themselves? Because that's what it was with the Epstein files, chasing the pedophiles, and they're all after. And then as soon as we find out that it's their politicians, they don't want nothing to do with them anymore.
Right. Now they have nothing to say after you held those damn binders up in front of the world. And, the fact of the matter is that people across the globe, like, okay, maybe nothing's happening here, but those countries are going to do it, and they are going to start to disconnect from us or companies here if we do not do it. So it's going to be a problem. I mean, I don't know to what extent, but yeah, with more files hopefully being released, but now they're saying they're not going to release anymore, which they're, it's illegal.
Yeah,
who knows what's really happen in the future.
We need to pull them out of office so they can all go to their Nuremberg trials. We can get them behind us, all of them behind us. Take care of that. That's what we need to do. I'm going to wrap up and read our. What's that?
I said they need to eat pavement.
They do, at the very least. Yeah. I want to read our super chats real quick. Thank you. $5 Secular Feelings for $5 says, got to run my old man up to the VA in a few. So here's a $5 to keep the seat warm, my seat warm. Thank you for that, Secular Feelings. Fro from Norway sent us 50 Norwegian krones and said, Ryan, I sent you a lot of links on Discord about the trial in Norway about JWs. Thank you for that. Fro from Norway gave away 10 memberships to the channel. Thank you, Fro. You're helping melting other people's minds. That's very good of you. Therapists are standing by. And Fro from Norway for 20 Norwegian krones said, tell Jackie I love their voice. And for another 20 Norwegian krones says, I only have eyes for Ember. Because Ember's a hottie. I mean, it's not just the face, though. It's like, it's part of like the shimmy and the shake. The way that, it's just, it's Ember. I mean, I can't say, I'm married. I can't say much. But
I like the nerd thing too. Sorry, Amber, it's true.
Oh yeah. It's, that nerds being smart just makes it even that much hotter. The Electric State. You know what? Ryan and I can watch any movie we want to now, and we could just Electric State sounds like fun. I'm gonna make a note, Ryan, or Electric State. I don't even know what it is, but it sounds interesting. That's a name, right? Electric State. You know what my favorite state is?
I don't know.
State of confusion. State of shock.
Yeah, state of shock.
Somebody earlier was very sweet, and they asked for Holy Halos because that's one of my. I love my funny commercials. So I'm going to give them the Holy Halos. That's a 4-minute commercial, though, a 4-minute program. So I'm going to let Ryan go, and whenever it'll just end. Thank you all, my friends. We'll see you tomorrow. Send safely, my friends. As soon as it's over, get ready for it's going to head you over to Ember. Send safely, my friends. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about what makes atheists more moral than Christians. Send safely, my friends. Take care. Next up in the Bark Bank, a clergyman with a holy hustle and maybe a few unholy loopholes.
Hi Barks, blessings and belly rubs to you all. I'm Father Flanagan, and today I'm here seeking $50,000 for 3% of my soul-saving startup, Holy Halos, the world's first, soon-to-be, church-approved condoms. Following the ways of the Lord can be hard and often require sacrifices of the flesh. Well, fear not, my wayward child, introducing Father Flanagan's line of Holy Halo condoms.
Hold on, Father. The church very much doesn't like condoms. How do you expect to sell these?
Well, you're right, but these aren't just any condoms. No, my furry financiers, these are permeable. But every single halo has been dipped in holy water, a divine divider between you and sin. You can finally frolic freely and still keep that sweet spot in heaven. Permeable, but dipped in holy water to keep the sin out, but let the babies in.
Let you get your stick wet without getting your stick stuck.
If you know what I mean.
Oh my! Very embarrassing every time.
So basically they don't work as condoms, but they let you get away with having sex without going to hell?
Exactly. The church gets to keep making babies, but you don't have to keep going to confession. Think of it. No more guilt. No more awkward "I'm saving myself for marriage" speeches. With Holy Halos, you can take those pray hands and turn them into lay hands.
Didn't I read that holy water is full of bacteria like E. coli? Won't this be harmful to women's health?
The words are English, but I don't understand the question.
How are you addressing the issue holy water presents for women's health?
Again, I'm not understanding.
She does that. Well, we don't get it either.
Is that mesh from a window screen?
Ah, that's a keen eye you have there, young lass. Yes. Another fine selling point. Rough on the outside to increase her shame, as it should be. But soft and smooth on the inside, internally lubed and ribbed for his pleasure. We even have custom scents.
Scents? Now you have my attention. What flavors we talking? Don't pitch me that vanilla missionary nonsense, Padre.
Well, we do have virgin vanilla, but we also have miracle mint and cooing camel, and my personal favorite, sweat of the Savior.
And the Vatican, they've blessed this endeavor?
Well, not exactly. I'm still waiting on the papal decree one way or the other.
I love it, but you're asking 50 grand for only 3%. That's rough, Father, real rough.
Not running with the big dogs on this one. I'm gonna stay on the porch.
Me too. Good luck, Father. 15%.
Ouch, 15%, that's highway robbery even for the church.
Come on, Father, we're dogs. We know a bone when we see one. 10%, and we'll even bless your branding.
Look, meet me in the middle, 7%, and I'll baptize all your puppies.
7% works for me. Father Flanagan, it looks like
Wait a second, our producers say we have a special call-in bidder. Let's get him up on the screen. Folks, we have the guardian of the sacred fire hydrant himself.
Oh no.
Defender of the holy tennis ball and eater of the golden kibble, Pup Oliver Poops a Lot the Fifth.
Flanagan!
Yes, your Popedom.
50,000 at 20%.
20%?
And you get to keep calling yourself a father.
Sold to the pup in the very fine hat.
I knew you'd see it my way.
You're very wise, your hiney. Would there be anything else?
He may leave.
Father Flanagan's line of holy halos, ultra thin, spiritually thick. Available in 3 sizes: conservative, medium, and liberal.
Got a house that smells like old cheese and shame. Father Flanagan's flesh candles change the game. Goat-scented thrills for your soul's delight. Light it up, baby, make your room right. When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Confession booth, busy, no need to stress. Light a candle and forget your mess. Gross odors vanish like sins in the wind. With each wick, guess who's your new best friend? When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the ghost in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Lambs and calves may have their day, but goats, the scent that leads the way. Clean your slate with a sniff so pure. Father Flanagan's got the cure. Turn your home into a saintly space. With every whiff, find redeeming grace. From your living room to the kitchen sink, light the gold